So we got a new press release from Tenet FinTech today. I wanted to address one little part of that press release and more importantly talk about the mindset we'd want to have as current investors and as a potential investor. The only bit I really wanted to talk about was we should be getting some interviews with Johnson Joseph over the next probably week or so. The prospectus is slated to close on October 21st, which seems incredibly close for them to complete this. It's not far away. So hopefully we'll get some information on cash burn, some of their projections, and what exactly this US launch will mean in terms of cost. And they need to have some revenue projections. That'd be nice to see. So that's the only interesting bit I got out of the press release. But I want to give you my thoughts or mindset as an investor right now. If you're an current investor, you just want the stock to go up. You might be thinking, oh, they're going to raise money, and that will help drive the share price up. We'll get rid of running out of cash as a concern, at least for the next year, and that should drive the shares up right now. But I really don't see the stock shooting up right now. If you think from the perspective of a potential investor, and this could be you and is potentially me, even though I'm a current investor, I could invest more. And there's no reason to buy shares right now. They're desperate, they need money. When a company needs money, the vultures come in. You're not going to get good terms. So this company is desperate in need of cash. And even for me, getting shares and warrants would be way more appealing than buying shares, even at the dollar or so it traded today. So just a little hypothetical to kind of go through my thinking. Let's say they ended up pricing the prospectus at 80 cents a share, and warrants, I'm really guesstimating here, let's say it's 2.25. That's a lot more appealing to me than picking up more shares. To raise $30 million, that ends up being a 37% dilution. So as a new shareholder, I'm getting a much bigger part of the company, but I don't care as a future shareholder. So currently, so you know where I'm at in my perspective and bias, I have 25,000 shares. But if I could pick up 10,000 units, shares, and warrants in the prospectus, that seems appealing to me. Getting them in the prospectus, I know that the cash is coming as long as they fulfill the full amount of the prospectus. And then I potentially flip out some of these shares. 10,000 would cost $8,000, and then maybe I flip out 9,000 shares, assuming that the price might rise a bit once you take away this cash lacking problem. And again, the future shareholder is getting a big percentage of the company with the dilution. So I'm going to be keeping an eye on as things roll with my broker, Questrade. Anybody can go to the Questrade IPO Center and see what's currently available for at least Questrade customers. So currently there's just two options that Questrade investors or Questrade customers could potentially invest in. I've only tried to get shares once or twice actually. Once I didn't get shares, and the other time I tried to get shares in a small Canadian company. I ended up getting about 1/10 of the shares. Now, I'm not a very big investor. I'm running a little under $1 million with Questrade, but I'm still pretty small potatoes. So I'll have to see. There's no guarantee I can get any shares, but as a potential future investor, getting shares in the prospectus is way better than getting them now. So I was really quite surprised to see the volume today. According to BNN, it was 526,000 shares, which I think is about double normal. So at least that was a good sign that maybe shares are shoring up, or the price is shoring up. Hopefully we can hang on to this dollar and the prospectus doesn't get priced sub $1. So hopefully you maybe benefited to the least thinking from both a current and future investor, and we'll see what Johnson Joseph has to say.